talk about yourself, talk about the solution you're providing, and talk about why I need to get that solution. So believe in yourself, being consistent. So if you are in the engineering space and you need to be exposed to fora, you need to network. You have to invest time. You have to invest resources. You have to invest resources in marketing. Sometimes I am led to some of your pages for those who have approached me to market for them. And the last time they posted was 2019. And it was a forward, actually. It wasn't even an original article. It was a forward of a Bible verse. We post a lot of Bible verses or philosophical statements. So look at your strategy, your marketing strategy. Have a strategy if you don't have, and then be consistent about how you do it. Stay strong. As I said, the ecosystem is designed to make you fail. So you have to learn to swim upstream. Entrepreneurship is not for the faint-hearted. If you're faint-hearted, please stay with employment and excel in employment. But we are not all meant to be entrepreneurs. And employment is, I told you, I am in full-time employment. Employment is also good. Yeah. In fact, most of the time you'll be having conflict of interest when you do both. Don't distract from society. So as I said, there's a wave that has come. Or the in thing right now is, especially women and in the beauty sector. The in thing right now is sister logs, yeah? For those in the natural hair business. A year ago we were all, or 3 years ago we were all afros. Another year we were all weaves. Another year we are. So if you go with the society, you'll get distracted because you need to have a goal. But you can only have a goal if you are sorting a problem. If it's no longer a problem because it has been sorted, then now identify another problem, sort out. So it's possible for you to change your goal, but based on the solution. What are some of the challenges that we face? I think the one that is very critical for me, one is a dependent culture. So we want to have crutches with us. You want to be with someone else there. In fact, this was a big problem for me in terms of I couldn't just form a company by myself. I had to look for someone else. Able to organize to register this company. Then you realize you're the only one carrying the vision. They're just there. In fact, they're dead weight most of the time. So we have a dependent culture. We want to see who else has done it, or where else can I do it, what are people doing. You need to learn to be proud to stand alone. Yeah. The other thing is, of course, finance. And finance is a problem not just for women and men. Because for women, it's much, much more because we work on almost double the time to prove about our business. Limited mobility. Limited mobility here, I mean, you have a solution, the solar solution, it's supposed to take you. There's a plant in Turkana, in Kakuma. How many of you know where Kakuma is? How do you access Kakuma? Before the roads were done, before the flights. Okay, now we have flights. Maybe at the your employer may have taken you there. How many have gone to Kakuma by themselves, not by their business? If not Kakuma, West Pokot. If not West Pokot, Shompole. I once drove to Shompole with my kids and someone else until the network says welcome to Tanzania. Even the Maasai there speak Tanzanian Swahili, but Shompole is actually in Kenya. But now when you hear, oh, the client is in Shompole, women, I'm talking to you, senior. We have this thing of, how will I get there? Will they have water for me to shower? But then usually tell people I don't shower on Sundays. I'm saving the climate from climate change. So you have to be handy. I think mechanical, or rather your engineering course gives you that grit. But as women, you have to learn to live without certain comforts. Oh, I can't sleep outside the house without my children. Oh, I've never slept away from my children. So we have that excuse. Oh, I can't go, my periods are about to come. How will I change? Isn't that a real thing? These are things, they are real things for mobility. So you have to overcome that mobility. If a client says, I am here, let me tell you, climb walls, jump over fences, do whatever you can do. Overcome those feminine blocks that sometimes we put for ourselves to move. The other one is stiff competition. Stiff competition from people. So again, as I said, you have to have grit. Sensitivity, women. That's are some of us. We are very sensitive to words. So learn yourself. I had to learn my personality. There's a personality test I usually recommend. It's called Myers-Briggs. Myers, and then BIRGG. Myers-Briggs personality test. It's free. Parents love free things. It's free. It's 10 minutes. You're done. You get your results. I used to wonder, why am I so different? Why do I have restless legs? Why do I feel like I have to save the world? Why do people come to me with problems and asking for solutions? Until I did that test and I realized I am a campaigner. And as campaigners, we live to save the world. And we thrive when we have brought in change. That's why for me, social change is more important than medicine. But I realize also campaigners can suffer burnout, serious burnout. So I've learned to put boundaries for myself. I've learned to say, I cannot solve the political solution right now. I cannot solve the doctor's issue of 4,000 doctors who are unemployed because I've done my part previously. I cannot solve the issue of women being beaten because I'm a passionate feminist, yeah? So GBV, I get those inboxes. I cannot solve the issue of a child with a disability who has not gone to school. I cannot solve. So I have learned to say, for this year, I want to concentrate on this space and only to the level where I can. Because if left alone, I'm busy solving other people's problems and I forget to do my thing. So we can learn your strengths and your blind spots. I don't say weaknesses, I call them blind spots. Because once you learn that, then you're able to know what kind of a leader you are, what kind of a business you need to run, what's your passion in. Because if you're someone who's not, let's say, an extrovert who can stand in front of people, then it's very hard for you to run a business that talks about public speaking. Yeah? So identify your sensitive thing. Lack of information, and this is across board, not just men and women, but we don't seek information. We don't read enough. If you compare it to, let's say, the Asian community, Asia means the Asian continent, not widely, the Asian continent. Those guys are in the business of getting information and using that information to turn into their own good. So we have that. But we have opportunities. I think we've talked about opportunities, like this forum by itself is an opportunity to network, to get to know what's happening, to get to get to share your issues. We have opportunities from government, and this is a big issue. And forgive me for the India bit that I could modify that slide. Government has Women Enterprise Fund. How many of us have ever, if you're below 35, no, that's for youth. How many of us have ever looked for it? Women Enterprise Fund. Have you applied for it? Well, yes. So at least she has the information, but again, she went with the Chama thing. Do you know the government has a budget for women in entrepreneurship? How many women are accessing it? Middle class. I'm talking about middle class, upper class. We think that fund is for mama. But guess what? You go and apply, you get fund. Of course, you'll start with little money. They'll give you 50,000, but that's 50,000 you didn't have. Senior. The next time you paid it, they take it a bit higher. They take it a bit higher. So women, look at these opportunities. Educate yourself. And I love going for these trade fairs. You know, education used to be just for students when we were young. But let me tell you, the amount of information that is with government and that they share in those forums, you'll be amazed. They won't come looking for you in the research forum. They won't even put it there. Websites are not as updated as you want to. So you have to look for this forum. When you hear there's a trade fair, the other day the president was opening European and Kenya business forum. It was like 2 weeks ago. Did we get to hear about that? Okay. So you cannot get to hear about that if you're not a member of an association. Like us guys, they sent it through KEPSA. I sit on the KEPSA board, Kenya Private Sector Alliance. But even within the KEPSA board there, those committees, there's a sector board on built environment or the engineering space. So if you're not a member of those things, you don't get to know those information. And then you need to invest. Some of them have charges because those people they're paid to come. But when you invest in yourself, and I remember sending someone and they said I'm not available, but you just go and look for climate change is an in thing right now. Climate change conversation. That lady went, she's like 2 years post internship as a doctor, but she told me, Liz, the amount of information that's there, and these are guys who have opportunities for Kenyan businesses, but we don't tap into them. So next time you see agricultural space in Asia, it's no longer ASK, it's called what? It's not an agricultural thing, it's not a trend thing. Yeah? Please go and visit the government. I'm giving you just that one assignment for this year. Visit the government stores. You'll be amazed how much information, how many opportunities are there for women, but we don't tap into them. And if you're a woman who's younger than 35, you have a youth fund also. So let money not be an issue. Then opportunities created through training programs. Training programs like this one, training programs that are online. Kisera has many free resources. I don't know whether for you guys you have material in such free resources. So give yourself a personal development objective and say every quarter I'm going to take a 2-hour course online. And you've identified which areas you want to be. Maybe you're in the solar space and you want to look at the chemical or water engineering space. You don't want to be an expert, but you want to know what's happening there. Please plug into that.